Right now on NBC 26 Live at 10, a dozen arrests made in the London terror attack and 7 people dead. Plus, a local professor weighs in on what could be behind the mind of the suspects, and a helicopter crash at the Kenosha Regional Airport. We have the latest information. Right now in NBC 26 follow-up, London police say they're confident that the 3 men killed by officers after yesterday's terrorism attack were in fact the only attackers. Police made arrests today in their investigation of the deaths of 7 people in the heart of the British capital. NBC's Lucy Kavanaugh reports from London.
This is still an ongoing investigation. Significant progress made in that investigation, according to the authorities here, who say that they have identified the 3 attackers, the 3 perpetrators of yesterday's terrorist incidents. All 3 of them were killed. Authorities confirming that they were the only ones involved, which means there is no manhunt for other suspects at the moment.
Work is ongoing to understand more about them, about their connections, and about whether they were assisted or supported by anyone else.
We have seen throughout the hours in the aftermath of the attack searches across the city of London, largely focused in the East London area. Numerous raids conducted there, numerous arrests.
I heard before opening the door, I heard the first loud bang. The loud bang I heard, I'm thinking this is definitely something unusual.
Police trying to hone in on anyone who may have associated with these 3 attackers, anyone who might have more information, and trying to help them figure out the motive, and of course, more importantly, whether they were associated with any other networks, any terrorist organizations. Now, as for the attack itself, London police described the dramatic scenes, the moment in which the authorities neutralized the 3 suspects.
Our initial assessment is in the region of 50 rounds, in the region of 50 bullets were fired by those 8 officers.
1 civilian, 1 bystander was also injured in that gunfire, but that bystander is recovering in the hospital. Lucy Kavanaugh, NBC News, London.
Now here in Northeast Wisconsin, many are reacting to the tragic news that unfolded in London on Saturday. Many people wonder what it takes for someone to commit horrific acts like these. Our NBC 26's Eric Kress spoke to a local sociologist. He joins us now and has all the details.
Today we met up with a sociologist from the University of Wisconsin-Fox Valley to find out who is typically recruited into the world of terrorism and why.
None of us, I think, are born to be killers or terrorists. I think that's made. I think you learn that.
Professor Gregory Peters struggles with every last terrorist attack that hits the news, much like the rest of us. But he also has a deeper understanding of how an attack like this can come to be.
Grab them young, train them, right? Get them to believe in your higher cause.
Professor Peters says many of the recruits of terrorist organizations are the vulnerable, who don't question authority, often coming from unstable homes. And that's a sentiment that's shared by many.
The morality's changed.
Many who are unaware of the sociology behind the statements.
They get into the minds of people that are lost in society, and it to looking to be martyrs, more or less.
But you give them what they don't have. You give them a purpose, you give them a job, you give them some food, right? You show them some attention.
And while we're beginning to learn more about the people behind the attacks like this in London, one thing we don't know for certain is how to change the trend of terrorism. But there are theories.
We all need to understand people that have different religious beliefs, different race and ethnicity, different sexual orientation. And the more that we're around people that are different than us, the more that we're going to realize they're just human beings, and maybe the less likely we are to kill each other.
Professor Peter adds that with every attack, people do feel more and more vulnerable, and that is exactly what terrorists are banking on. With NBC 26, I'm Eric Kress.
All right, thanks for that report, Eric. Less than 24 hours after yesterday's attacks in London, Ariana Grande said the show will still go on. Grande's benefit concert for Manchester is going forward as scheduled today. Her manager, Scooter Braun, in a statement says not only will the show go on, but with a greater purpose, and that we must not be afraid. You remember a suicide bomber killed 22 people and wounded dozens more following Grande's concert at the Manchester Arena last month. Several big-name artists, including Justin Bieber, Coldplay, Katy Perry, and Miley Cyrus, will all take the stage at the benefit concert. That's just miles from where the attack happened. A helicopter crashed just west of an air traffic control tower, landing on its side earlier tonight in Kenosha. According to police, only the pilot was on board and was taken via Flight for Life to a hospital in Milwaukee for treatment. The plane's company is based out of the Kenosha airport that provides charter service. The helicopter is a single-engine light utility helicopter with 2 seats. Again, authorities say only the pilot was on board at the time. Well, I'm sure we all can agree tonight is looking a lot better than last night, but how are the coming days looking? Here's meteorologist Matt Hoffman.
Hey Mo, yeah, not as stormy tonight as what we saw last night. There are some storms we are tracking, but today it was a warm one, the warmest day yet this year in Green Bay. 86 degrees, many of us climbing into the 80s once again, but much less humid than what we saw yesterday. Here's a look at some of those storms, mainly up to the north. We're going to watch these through the overnight. These should fizzle out later in the night. Most areas that'll see the chance for a storm or a shower tonight will be mainly north of the Fox Valley. Temperatures starting to drop out there. We'll drop down into the 50s tonight. Much drier air in place across Wisconsin. Here's your planner on Monday. It will be a cooler day, windy as well, starting off with clouds, but breaking into sunshine in the afternoon. We'll have more details on your work week forecast coming up. Mo?
All right, thanks so much, Matt. Now, Oshkosh police searching for an escaped prisoner. They say Dennis O'Tharp escaped around 6:30 tonight. He was incarcerated for charges involving drugs. He's described as 5'6", 140 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes, and was last seen wearing a gray shirt and hat. He was scheduled to be released in December 2019. If you do have any information, please contact the Oshkosh Police Department. The Bryan County Sheriff's Office reporting one man is seriously injured from a boat crash on the Fox River. Now, this all happened on the north side of the Cat Island breakwall, just 100 yards west of the shipping channel around 8:30 last night. Now, the Green Bay Metro Fire Department says all boaters should be aware of weather conditions and what's headed their way.
Keep an eye on your smartphones, keep an eye on the weather, have a weather radio with you to be listening for weather reports for when these storms come in, and be vigilant on coming in early. You know, try not to beat the storms when you see them. By the time you see them, it's too late.
Now, a total of 3 men and a woman were taken to a hospital nearby. 2 men have been treated and released. The sheriff's office says speed and alcohol were believed to be a factor. A University of Wisconsin-Madison is getting more applications from international students, as nearly 40% of the colleges across the country are actually getting less. Campus officials tell the Wisconsin State Journal the university got about 900 more applications to join its fall 2017 freshman class from overseas. That's an increase of 14% from last year. Enrollment deposits are also up by 5%. UW-Madison officials credit the admissions increases to joining the Common Application. That's an application process they say makes it easier for students to discover and apply to the university. Madison Mayor Paul Soglin says he's considering a run against Governor Scott Walker next year. He told the State Journal he was inspired by Bernie Sanders' strong showing in last year's state primary. Soglin did not say when he would make a decision, though. Now, Governor Scott Walker is expected to seek a 3rd term in office, but he has not officially announced it. Still ahead on NBC 26, this teacher has become the student. Head football coaches from all over the Badger State head to Green Bay for a chance to shore up their head coaching skills. And as the weekend comes to a close, what's the weather looking like for the upcoming days? Your forecast is next.
You're connected to NBC 26 News at 10 with Regina On, Matt Hoffman Weather, and Chris Ferrier Sports. NBC 26 News at 10, keeping you connected. And now, your Storm Shield forecast with NBC 26 meteorologist Matt Hoffman.
Some thunderstorms have been rumbling this evening north of Green Bay. This photo taken in Peshtigo by Brad sent into us, looking at some storms just up to the north from Peshtigo. And out there right now on Storm Shield radar, we do still have some scattered showers and storms, some stormy weather moving through Door County, mainly the northern parts of Door County. A new cell now just moving into the Fish Creek area and also down towards Egg Harbor, producing some downpours, a little bit of lightning, nothing severe across the area. Also, we have another cell that's moving into eastern parts of Langlade County. Some thunder and lightning there as well, some heavy downpours, some gusty winds, and maybe a little bit of small hail. We had a gust front move through Green Bay about an hour ago or so, and that dropped the temperatures and also increased the dew points just a little bit, down to 69 degrees, dropped a good about 8 to 10 degrees in about an hour. Dew points have come up as some cooler and more moist air from those storms, those gust fronts come down as you get those downdrafts, and then the gust fronts and the cooler air expands from those storms, and that's what we're seeing. Winds also picked up a little bit on the back side of that as well as it moved on through. Warmer to the south where that gust front hasn't moved through yet. 72 degrees in Appleton, and dew points are lower as well. Temperatures around the region, we have 70s to the south, 72 in Appleton and Oshkosh, but 55 in Kewaunee, 61 in Sturgeon Bay, and 67 in Mountain. Winds have come down quite a bit, but they are going to be turning blustery and gusty for the day tomorrow. Overall, dew points much more comfortable. Tomorrow will be a drier day in general and cooler as well. We still have a few showers and thunderstorms up to the north. We'll have the chance for a few of these through the overnight, but definitely not as widespread as last night. These should fizzle out as the overnight hours continue, and not expecting any of these to be severe either, so that's some good news. Here's a look at high-res future radar showing that hit and miss chance of a shower or storm, but they fizzle out later tonight by 4 a.m. Things are clear, but we will see clouds becoming more widespread as we get into tomorrow morning. Cloudy skies to start your Monday as the clouds come off the lake, but then increasing sunshine in the afternoon and highs tomorrow in the lower 70s. So a cooler start for the work week, but dry weather through Wednesday and then some more storm chances later in the week. It was a warm one today, but it does trend cooler though in the days ahead. We are going to be looking at those temperatures tomorrow and Tuesday to be in the lower 70s. But then as we head into the weekend, next weekend, looks by next Sunday, it's going to get hot, hazy, hot and humid with highs topping out potentially in the upper 80s to even lower 90s. But for tomorrow, again, temperature is going to be on the cooler side out there. We're going to see highs generally in the lower 70s and then increasing sunshine through your Monday as well. Here's the forecast tonight, down to 56, a few thunderstorms possible tonight. Tomorrow, clouds in the morning, then sunshine in the afternoon. Your extended forecast looking like this. A couple of cool days, but temperatures will warm up as we get towards the middle of the week. We'll have some storm chances Thursday and Friday, and then all eyes on that big warm up by the end of next weekend.
All right, hazy, hot, and humid. And that's what I think summer is.
And it's going to feel a lot like it Sunday, and then even on into the following week, it looks pretty hot.
Just like my home state of Texas.
Yeah, very similar, yeah.
There you go. All right, thanks so much for that, Matt. Now, still ahead on NBC 26 Live at 10, high school football coaches from all across the state getting some tips and pointers from veteran coaches. All right, welcome back. Now, a Wisconsin man is drawing a lot of attention to his business by giving it a provocative name to a furniture store he recently took over. Ben Hutchison reports.
People think you can come here and Netflix and chill?
In here? No.
It's all in the name of Edmir Gnanovich's furniture store on Milwaukee's north side.
So I figured, hey, what do you do when you Netflix and chill? You're laying on a couch or laying on your bed, so why not call the furniture store that?
And that's where it stops.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
Said with a laugh. To him, the chill isn't about romance. As for customers...
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I do know what it means. Hang out.
So we'll leave it at that.
That was a very honest answer.
Gnanowicz doesn't see a problem with using Netflix in the shop name either.
I mean, if somebody's really serious about suing a small business on 35th and North in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, then, then be it.
Across the street, Sanjay Patel says people are constantly laughing and taking pictures of the sign.
Do you know what Netflix and chill means?
It's a movie, I think.
I offered a quick explanation.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So now you know what it means?
Yeah.
What do you think of the name then?
It's good.
Overall, most of the feedback has been positive, and there's no plans to change a thing.
I'm not saying come here, buy a bedroom set so you can go home, Netflix and chill, and you know. I'm just saying, hey, come here and buy a bedroom set.
All right, the dozens of coaches from all over the Badger State shoring up their skills today. It's the annual coaches clinic at Lambeau Field. The younger head football coaches got tips and pointers from veteran ones. Now, veteran coaches say the game has changed a lot over the years, and the younger guys should adjust accordingly, especially for safety.
We are taking the head out of the ball, out of the game way more than we ever have. Back in the day, we weren't really great at doing some things, and today we're telling our kids, our coaches, hey, this is what you need to do.
Techniques can be learned today that can be applied to practice and game night as well. Thanks for spending your Sunday night with me, Chris Barrier, and Kelly Price are up next on Sports Rewind. Have a good night.